Hey everyone, I am Brittany Sewell. If you don't know me, I am Cassie Shaw's sister, and I sell Velata. I'm not a Scentsy consultant, but I do sell Velata. I've been in for about a month and a half, and Cassie asked me to do this video today just to share with you kind of what I do with Velata, why it's different from Scentsy, and also why I chose to go with Velata and how it's working for me, because it really is working and I'm really enjoying it. So let me just tell you, especially because this month is the $49 to join Velata. This may help you with recruiting, or it may help you decide, maybe you've been thinking about joining Velata if you're a Scentsy consultant. So it may help you in just all areas. So just going to kind of share a little bit about my journey to choose Velata and then how things are going now. So I have another video of just why I chose Velata. But I chose Velata, it took me about 4 months or so. I was kind of thinking about it. Just a little background, I am a fitness and health blogger. I'm a yoga instructor from Texas, and so I was thinking the Freeze workshops could really work for the brand I've already built. So I've been blogging for several years, so I have a brand online. People follow me, I have a following base, all because of fitness and health. So I was like, how can I incorporate this in? And I just thought about it for so long and trying to see if it would work. Do I really want to do it? Do I want to put up the effort? Because it is a lot of work. And finally I decided that it was right for me, and I think the timing was perfect for me as well. And so I joined Velata at the end of June, and I have started doing healthy freeze remote workshops. And let me just start with saying, in the very beginning, before I started, I decided the value I was going to take on with my Velata business, what I was going to brand it as, how I was going to use it, and I was going to stay committed to that, even if it meant that I would miss out on certain things like sales and stuff, because I wanted to stay true to the brand that I had already built, which I think is really important. You need to figure out how to brand yourself. Even Cassie says that people know her with Scentsy. When they think Scentsy, they think Cassie, or when they think Cassie, they think Scentsy, and that's because of her consistency to brand herself, her passion for Scentsy, and all of it coming out. And a lot of that is going to be done through social media, which I'll just go ahead and make that point. I even think in social media that, you know, sometimes I think if I post about Velata every day, it's going to get annoying, which it might get annoying to people, but it will also be, it also creates a consistency. They're going to see it, even if they see it every day and they're like, oh, she's posting about Velata again. Like, who cares? Because eventually people who have probably thought that are going to come back and say, hey, so you've been posting about this, I'm really intrigued, or whether it's for them to attend, whether a freeze remote workshop, or whether it's for them to buy a product, or it may even be for them to join your team, which I've seen a lot with Cassie. I've learned through watching her, people will watch you and what you post and the positivity that you put out there with the business that you're doing, and a lot of times some of those things will circle back around within months or maybe even a year of people wanting more to do with what you're doing, because they see your consistency. They're looking for consistency, they're looking for positive people, and they're looking for passionate people, and that's when people will get on board with you. And consistency takes time to build. And so, anyways, what was the point I was at before that? The value I created for myself, what I decided I was going to stand on with my Velata business is doing healthy freeze remote workshops, because that went with my health and fitness brand. So I decided all of the meals that I'm going to do, I'm going to go healthy freeze remote workshops. And that might not be why you do it. It just worked for me. So I'm just saying, decide what works for you. Decide if Velata is going to work for you and why you're passionate about it. I think that's very important. People need to know that you're passionate about what you're doing, because that's when they'll get on board with you. When you start with your why, and not just trying to make money, but why. Like, why am I doing it? So I tell people, the reason why I'm doing freeze remote workshops is because I'm passionate about helping others leave a healthy and active lifestyle legacy. That's the tagline for my blog. That's a big part of the things I do in my life, and so that's even the reason why I'm doing a lot of freeze remote workshops, because I'm able to hands-on help people create healthy meals for their family in a world where it's hard to do that, and you don't have a lot of time to create meals or even healthy meals. Even if you're just doing general meals and you're not really caring about the healthy part, either way, it's hard in the world we live in because we're so busy. So that's why I'm passionate about Velata and what I do, and people, they see that, they receive that, they appreciate that, they respect that, and they want to come to me for workshops because of that, because they see that consistency and passion within me. So find that within yourself. What is your why? Decide why you are going to do it, whether it's Scentsy or Velata or whatever you're doing. Decide why, because that's where people get attached to, that's where people want, and that's how you're going to get followers or customers or returning people to your workshops, whatever you're doing. That's where you're going to get them, is when your passion comes out, your why you're doing it comes out in what you do. So that's kind of also how I recruit as well for Velata, is I share, like, they see the passion I have, they see why I do it, they see that it's helping others, and that's what it's doing. It really is helping others, which is why I love Velata. They do have a lot of fun things too, like the fondue and the crepe makers, which are so fun, and you can do really fun parties with those. I'm hoping to do some of that in the fall, but really I've been focused on freezer meal workshops right now. But there's so many things you can do with that as well, and so just sharing that with people that you're recruiting, like if they really have a passion for cooking, or they enjoy food, or they enjoy being around people or helping people, or they think they could really, but even Cassie says she was never passionate about Scentsy, but she's become passionate about the business because she's seen how it's impacted her family and her life. And so finding your passion within it, even if it's after you started, even if you've been a Scentsy consultant for a while or Velata, go back and decide, why am I doing this? And then really start telling people about it and be consistent. Post every day. Post one thing a day about your business, because I really do believe that even if it's annoying to some people, it will help you and benefit you overall, because they'll see your consistency. And I think that consistency outweighs the annoyingness. And so with recruiting, I think just all of those things tying in, being consistent so people see that, sharing why you're passionate about what you do, and then sharing how many fun things you can do with Velata, with raclette parties, with crepe making parties, with fondue parties, with freezer meal workshops. There's so many things you can do with food, and it's super fun. But let me tell you now why Velata is different from Scentsy, because it is. And like I said, I don't sell Scentsy, but my sister and my mom do, and they've been doing it for a while, and we're really close, so I know a lot about it. And I use Scentsy in my home. But someone is periscoping about what is your why, so that's pretty funny, because I was just talking about that. So anyways, why is Scentsy different from Velata? It's because Scentsy, you can just do online parties, you can sell them, and it's not near as much work. So you can just show them a pretty warmer online, and they're going to know what Scentsy is already, and so they are going to automatically potentially just want the warmer or want waxes. It's really easy to explain. With Velata, I mean, it is kitchen utensils, so it may seem really easy, but people haven't necessarily heard of the brand. It's not a common household name yet, which I think it will be, but it's only a 3-year-old company. But a lot of the things you do are more action-based, so the parties you do, you're showing them how to use the raclette, or you're showing them how to use the crepe maker, or you're letting them practice using the knives and things like that. You sell them on practicing on things a lot of times, or the freezer meal workshops, you're doing things with them. Freezer meal workshops take an average of 2 hours, plus you're thinking about setting up, cleaning up, making sure you have menus at work, which Velata has a ton of menus, but just for me, I do healthy menus, so I go in and change them, so that takes some time. So it just takes a lot more time. You can't necessarily do everything just from behind your computer like you possibly could with Scentsy. I mean, I know there are home parties as well, but there are more things you can do just from behind your computer, and with Velata, you have to get out there and interact with people more. And so, if you're thinking about joining Velata, just think about that. It really does take a little extra hands-on time with people, because you're showing them things, you're letting them experience the Velata products, and you're letting them taste the food. I mean, it's about food. You want them to taste it, and they're coming out with more and more food. On September 1st, there's several food items. And so it's good to be able to taste it and have parties. But the parties are super fun. So if it's interesting to you and you think you have time for it and you want to put the time into it, I mean, the parties really are fun. Tasting parties have been really fun. I haven't done a ton, but a couple that I have done, they're super fun. And I have some ideas for future parties where it's focused on crepes or things like that, or cooking workshops, not just freezer meal workshops. And so there's lots of fun things and creative things that you can do with it. You just have to make sure you have time for it. Because even like this month with back to school, I have I think 7 workshops booked, and that's only so far. I have several other people that are booking them, and those are private ones because people want to do them with their friends. And so it's awesome. It's going to be great for me, but it also takes a lot of my time. So you just have to be willing to give your time and know that that's something you want to do, you're going to be passionate about, you're going to enjoy and you're not going to regret or wish you hadn't done. So be smart about it. Decide if it's for you, or that's just one way you can share with the people that you're recruiting as well, to just kind of explain and maybe help them decide if they're looking for something, is Velata best or is Scentsy best for them. And because we want people to be successful. We want to be successful, and we want the people we recruit to be successful. So I hope this has been helpful. Be sure to leave any questions for me in the comments. I'd love to help. I'm really loving Velata and being a part of Team Be Brave. So I hope what I've shared today has helped. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions.